off. The offensive numbers for UCLA are off the charts. Well handled and nice throw down. Eliel Salvatore, 6'4" junior out of Puerto Rico, wearing number 10 in red for the Buckeyes with the opening kill.
Always great to get the middles involved early, and especially for Ohio State, a point of emphasis.
Boy, that ball ripped down the line trying to target Rama, but just missed on the sideline. 3 challenges each in men's college volleyball. That's how you start the match, and as long as you are correct, you keep all of those challenges. And if we play a 5th set, if you're below the 3 total, we'll add 1 more. I'll get through the categories of challenges momentarily. Michael Wong Diallo with the service attempt.
And that's not a serve you want to miss. You want to allow those top spin jump servers to really have the fortitude and just the confidence to go back there and serve tough. So anybody that's float serving, you want to be strategic, but more importantly, you got to keep that ball in.
Well, and especially with the emphasis on the blocking and defense, as John Hawks told us about. You can't get a chance to play block defense if you serve the ball out of bounds. Here is Henwood Rodriguez, outstanding 6'3" sophomore setter out of Puerto Rico. Was on the all-rookie team last year. On the very tight pass, joust coming, Ohio State might have missed an opportunity. And what a quick transition. Cameron Thorne, quick off the floor, the senior out of Hollywood, Florida, transferred in from Grand Canyon.
And no surprise here, I'm going to go straight to the setter, Andrew Rowan. He actually bends that knee down, drops those hands just about chest height, and delivers a perfect quick set. That is not easy, as he serves up an ace as well.
Rowan, his 15th ace on the year. And we asked John Hawks a pointed question, but I've known Coach Hawks for a long time. I asked if Andrew Rowan was the best setter of all time at UCLA. And he paused for a moment and he said, you know what sets him apart? He's such an offensive weapon. That's ace number 15. Pretty darn good setter as well.
Well, there's the defense he's been looking for Rowan to improve upon.
Haczynski into the cross court. Soft touch that time. Good block deflection by the Buckeyes. That is a really good high swing by Stanislav Haczynski, 6'7" sophomore out of Warsaw, Poland.
He saw 6 hands and said, no problem. A triple block in front, and immediately goes heavy angle. Picks up the kill.
Really good transition set that time by Drew Hudson, the 6'2" sophomore out of Bowling Green, playing at the libero. And again out of the middle. I talked to you about the numbers offensively for UCLA just being kind of crazy. Cameron Thorne is hitting 657. His counterpart, Wong Diallo, is hitting 605. And by the way, UCLA is #1 in the nation right now. Small sample size so far, but they are leading the nation in hitting efficiency. Here's Rama. Ooh, that ball just out of bounds.
He tried to take a little bit off that, recognizing the toss just a hair too far out in front.
Aaron Grimm back to serve, 6'7" redshirt sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky, putting up some very good numbers on his own, hitting 462. Right side, big swing over the top of the block. Somebody who's going to be really important to UCLA, David Decker, the 6'9" opposite out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
But look at where this ball is passed, beyond the 10-foot line. There is no out of system for UCLA when you have a setter like Andrew Rowan. Just absolutely perfect delivery to the right side.
There is Thorne working hard down the line, and UCLA has got their 2nd ace.
Again, Ohio State has Owen Pickering in there. They feel like he's one of their better passing outsides. However, he's got to step up right now.
He's playing in area 5, which is in the left back. And Coach Hawks said that they would certainly target him. That ball thrown down out of the middle, nicely done by Salvatore.
And again, looking back towards the middle, Ohio State has to keep that block honest right now so they can open up their outside and right side attacks.
Here is Shane Wetzel, also playing at the opposite, 6'7" senior out of Lake Mary, Florida, 3 times an All-American for the Buckeyes. Oh, that ball is right on top of the net. Tipped over by Kelly. Rowan takes a look around and coming back to Kelly. Successful down the line.
And that's going to be the target, right, for the Bruins when you see the somewhat undersized Daniel Henwood Rodriguez. And it's remarkable to say he's undersized at 6'3", but when he's standing next to 6'7", 6'8", he's going to be the target.
No, that was a very, very good point and observation. Decker going back to serve, 13 aces so far on the year against 24 errors. Early lead by UCLA. Good rhythm to that offense and a big swing by Owen Pickering, the junior out of Ottawa, Canada. Played 21 matches last year. So experience coming off the bench, filling in for Daniel Hurley, who has the injured ankle.
And it's going to be so important for him to find his rhythm early, being able to have confidence in that first contact, and ultimately it's the give and go, finds the kill on the outside.
Very good pass. When UCLA is insisting, they've got 5 weapons for Andrew Rowan to choose from.
Yeah, and about 3 of them in a 4-foot span along the net on the outside. Look at this. Could be going middle, could be going with the pick, but instead it's on the outside to Sean Kelly. As a blocker, you simply do not know who to choose.
Wetzel, big swing, will go off with Wong Diallo and out of bounds.
For UCLA's middles, as much offense as they bring, we've already mentioned the block a handful of times as Diallo gets a block out in that last contact. They really are focusing on how they can improve their blocking numbers.
Easily handled, right on target, and absolutely detonated that time by Michael Wong Diallo, 6'9" junior from right here in Los Angeles.
There was only one place for him to go, and that was straight in front of him as he's on the short side of the court. Not much room to the sideline, but manages it perfectly.
Christopher Connolly, the new libero out of Naples, Florida, won a national championship last year as the backup at Long Beach State. Smart play by Wetzel.
Just great ball management, high court IQ, that ball well in front of the 10-foot line. Wetzel could not attack, so instead he just tosses that into an open floor area in position 2. That's going to be the right front corner of the court.
9.1 assists per contest so far, per set I should say, for Henwood Rodriguez on the all-rookie team, as I mentioned. Oh, that was absolutely ripped. And they called out of rotation, which is so complicated. It's you know, you do a lot of football, right? It's like an illegal formation, if you will, for the UCLA Bruins.
That or a false start. It could be either or.
It could be.
If you release too early.
Well, you can release now by rule as soon as the ball is tossed. You don't have to wait until it's contacted. And I think that was a good rule change.
I agree, especially with the pace of serve.
Yeah, exactly right.
Nearly had the foot save.
Nearly had that. Another play that's been changed when I was playing ever so long ago, when there was
yesterday, Paul.
Just yesterday, you couldn't contact the ball legally below the waist.
You know what, that actually is news to me.
It was not allowed in my day. So much of the game has improved since I stopped playing.
But the broadcast has improved as well.
Oh, net violation that time, and an awkward landing by David Decker. Came away with a little bit of a gimpy ankle, but seems to be fine. What do you think of the start for Ohio State, even right now with the #1 team in the country?
It's reminiscent of them going up against Long Beach State, the #2 team in the country. They actually took that first set off of them. The question is, are they going to be able to maintain? And talking to Kevin Birch, he was a little disappointed with how they reacted after that first set against Long Beach State. He said that's going to be somewhat of where the youth starts to come in. But he also said there was a ton of belief coming out of that match, and that's what they're looking to gain here in a tough week against UCLA and USC.
Third ace, and I was just about to say UCLA is waiting on Zach Rama to get his service game, that phase going for the UCLA Bruins. Only 1 ace now, 2 against 13 errors.
Well, it's pretty fun when you've got a changeup like this. You can hit, what, 70 miles plus an hour, and then you go off speed. Everyone's sitting back on their heels. It's a beautiful compliment from the service line.
That was very close to being another ace as well. Grimm back to serve. Just underway here at Pauley Pavilion. #1 UCLA undefeated at 7-0. #13 Ohio State. Good pass by Rama. The combination play is flailed out of bounds that time by Decker.
I know they weren't able to find the attack. However, I really like that pass from Rama. Great quick steps, efficient footwork, got his platform set nice and early, delivered a perfect pass.
Ohio State is hitting .700 against UCLA serve and defense. Thorne off the edge of the block, and good hustle by Ohio State, tracking that down. Henwood Rodriguez along with Wetzel, but unable to keep the ball in play.
And again, back-to-back perfect passes in system for UCLA. For the Buckeyes, they have to think, we've got to get the Bruin offense beyond the 10-foot line so that we can start playing some of that probability and load up against specific attackers.
The All-American middle blocker Cameron Thorne back to serve once again. Wetzel one-on-one. Really nicely done off the edge of the block of Kelly.
And again, Kelly, really impressive from a season ago into this year. He's grown so much as an athlete, but this is where, again, you can see him reaching out to try and close down that line, the pin block for UCLA, looking to step up.
Combination play, nicely done. Rama stepping in. When we spoke with John Hawks the other day, had a chance to visit with both coaches. Very, very impressive leaders of their respective teams. And Coach Hawks was really adamant about the little things that must be improved upon: hand position, pressing over, being disciplined, because the velocity of the ball now is so high. If you're not in good shape, you're just going to get used and abused. Kaczynski throwing wrist away. Pretty good looking combination. And just very humbling and very, very proud indeed. He's reached the pinnacle of his career at a very young coach. He also probably has aspirations internationally. He's coached the under-21 USA men's team to a lot of international success. There's Owen Pickering. Thought I had not written it down accurately, but he's listed at 6'1". So as opposed to Dan Hurley, who's out with the ankle injury, at 6'8", they have a big size drop off at that particular position. Kelly back to serve. Tied at 10. UCLA a little bit of a mini run. 16-14, as you can see, is the advantage. Going against the flow. Wetzel. Good coverage that time by Connolly, the libero. And a straight down slam dunk, the home of UCLA basketball. A slam dink that time out of the middle by Wang Diallo. UCLA on a 4-1 run.
It's a bummer for Ohio State because I really liked the defense behind the smaller block of Henwood Rodriguez in the front row. They kind of pushed that dig up to the net. Unfortunately, weren't able to recycle back out.
Yeah, the margins are so very small. You got to be very precise. Kaczynski. And nice use of the block that time off of Rowan, along with Wang Diallo.
Ohio State's done a really nice job going against the UCLA block thus far. You have seen so many blockouts really trying to utilize those hands. For UCLA, it's not just about active hands, it's also active eyes. So when you're looking at the opposing attack, you're actually reading them, taking in information, and then making the adjustment.
Service error that time by Ohio State. You're going to see lots of those. But very, very clean match so far by both teams in the attack phase. UCLA is 10 of 15, one error. Ohio State 9 of 14 with one error. A little history on the Ohio State side. They won their first national championship in 2011 and then won back-to-back in 2016 and 2017. So certainly some tradition in Columbus, Ohio as well. Hall of Famer Pete Hansen directing this program from 1985 to 2019. Heavy heat and cannot be controlled, trying to track that down. Legally, you can track that down. There's no sort of artificial dividing line that extends beyond the net. You can go and track that down on the opponent's side. Women's college volleyball, you can't do it. Just the rules are different. Because of safety considerations, you can't do it in women's college volleyball, but they don't care about the guys. Just go ahead. Perfect pass by Pickering. Back row combination. Really well done by number 3 in red for Ohio State.
You gotta love the BIC, especially because it allows you to attack at multiple layers off the net as well as along the length of the net. With so much coming at you out of the middle, because they have established that thus far, it gives you another wrinkle out of the back row.
Kuczynski had to go after that toss. It wasn't perfect. Look at Rama snapping over the top, smiled about that one. Smart push off the block, good cover by Rowan. Oh, that's really good change of pace. Number 19, Decker. UCLA men's team coming off a big win over the Oregon Ducks. Here is Rama out of Phoenix, Arizona. That is really a nice dish. What makes Andrew Rowan potentially the best setter of all time for UCLA?
Well, you're looking at the accolades, the 3-time first-team All-American, but for me, I just look at the tactical skill and the delivery. He has phenomenal location. I already mentioned just his ability to run the offense from beyond the 10-foot line, but it also is the deception. You're starting to see setters actually have the ability to get up in the air, hang, and almost delay their set, which reduces even further the amount of time blockers have to be able to read the attack, so it forces them to stay even more disciplined. Another great element to Andrew Rowan's game.
Twice a national champion. Micah Ma'a certainly in that conversation, along with Brandon Taliaferro, who is here this evening. His son Trent is on the UCLA Bruins team, and Brandon, the all-time assist leader at UCLA, is an assistant coach now on the women's side with Eric Sullivan.
But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Watch the timing here. See, he checks down, waits, and he only jumps at about 25% clip. He's making those blockers hang and stay in their original home positions as long as possible. That is just going to stretch a defense as far as they can go. Announcer's luck here as Trent Taliaferro comes in right after I was talking about his dad. Perfect free ball pass. Juan Diallo. Not great contact. Here's Pickering. Very nice swing. Difficult swing, and found his small seam in the block. Pickering doing a really nice job, just doing almost the exact same thing, kind of hanging out the top of his vertical, recognizing a seam in the block, utilizing the vision, and keeps Ohio State here in this first set. Tyler Tharp coming on, 6'8" redshirt sophomore out of Chicago, coming in for Pickering to add a little size and blocking up front. John Hawks did not like it. UCLA was ahead in that point. That's where he wants his block and defense to be more dominant. That ball right off of the edge of Salvatore, and a nice side out. Good side out rhythm now for UCLA, continuing to hit at a very high clip. 636 UCLA is hitting, which is ridiculous. Wetzel, one-on-one. We talked about Andrew Rowan. Well, let's give some love to Daniel Henwood Rodriguez, the 6'3" sophomore. An absolutely beautiful delivery by number 5. And not just that, watch as Sean Kelly actually jumps with Henwood Rodriguez, notably because he's in the front row, but nevertheless, what a great decision. Henwood Rodriguez utilizing the D-ball. He finds Ohio State another point. Another blocking sub came on. Christian Terese, wearing number 2, came on. Just for that one reception for Henwood Rodriguez. UCLA now with 4 set points. Ohio State's been really impressive. 21 swings, 1 error, hitting .571, but just not right there for Kelly and the UCLA Bruins as they're serving their first set point. Good pass by Kuczynski, and that is cross-bodied, nicely done. 1 set point save by the Buckeyes. Buckeyes continuing to score out of the middle attack, but again, to have that middle attack, you have to be able to pass the ball in system. And a little more of that, whether it's here in set 1 or even into set 2. The Salvatore's is 2 for 2. Aaron Grimm is 3 for 5. Good pass. Oh, a beautiful play. We call that a drift to get away from the blocker. What a connection that time for set point for Andrew Rowan. A former UCLA Bruin, doing a very good job with that USC program. Early chance for the Buckeyes.
Wetzel, who's been superb. That's going to be a net violation. Shane Wetzel, outstanding career, the 6'7" senior out of Florida, 3-time All-American. 400 kills last year, hit 285.
They just showed on the replay that is an outstanding slowdown by the Buckeyes to be able to get that on an out-of-system play, showing up against the middle attack. That allows a transition opportunity.
Boy, that ball set too tight, and going to have another net violation called against the Bruins. This was against Rowan.
What do you think they talked about between sets 1 and 2? Probably what we did, which is the blocking numbers. You already see 2 early net violations. Typically when that happens at the beginning of a set, it's because it's been a point of focus and emphasis in the conversation in the timeout, or excuse me, in between sets. So there's a little bit too active of hands now on the side of the Bruins.
First block of the match so far by Owen Pickering, working that time against Decker.
There's some conversation with our head official here. That is a beautiful extension from Pickering, that left arm all the way up, sealing the net. Again, he's got something to prove tonight.
Perfect pass by Kelly. Quick combination, and that time Henwood Rodriguez got a hand on it, but used out of bounds by number 12 in white.
He's getting a lot of block touches now.
Yep. Well, you look at UCLA, 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", 6'7", even Andrew Rowan, 6'6". It's a very, very athletic, long team. They should be as dominant at the defensive end as they are at the offensive end, which you touched upon before first serve. We've had another rotation violation, so an illegal formation, one called against Ohio State now and one called against UCLA. I don't like, nobody in the building, save for a handful, know what happened when they're talking about being out of rotation. The rotational rules are very complicated. I think it has to be something that's rethought.
So again, with those out of rotation, you have 6 positions on the floor, and you must be in the correct spot before the serve takes place.
Big serve down the line. That is the 3rd ace. Excuse me, the 4th ace for UCLA. This dialed up by Kelly. Oh, that's just too good.
It is too good, especially going line to line too. A lot of times, because you're a right-handed attacker, that ball will start to kind of curve and cuff. But this time, to be able to keep it toward the line was just impressive.
John Hawks was telling us about after last season, Sean Kelly really fell in love with the weight room no matter where he was, and came back a different player. And you're seeing that, how effective he can be at both ends. Here's Pickering. And back-to-back service errors. UCLA, if you're just joining us, won a very well-played opening set. It was tied at 10. UCLA had 3 aces to just 1 for Ohio State. Both teams hit well over 500. Yep, well over 500. UCLA won at 25-21. Good pass by Hudson. Rhythm to the offense. That is really well done. Haczynski out of Warsaw, Poland with a kill.
I don't want to speak too soon, Paul, but I'm really impressed with Ohio State. Their offense has grown, and again, with four sophomores on the floor, the ability to create one-on-one opportunities against the #1 team in the country, and already having taken 1 set off of the 2nd-ranked team in the country.
And playing shorthanded.
And playing shorthanded. The future looks really bright for Ohio State.
Andrew Rowan, #1 in the nation in assists per set at 12.1. A champion in 23 and 24, and has the chance to join a very select group of UCLA Bruins through their amazing history to have 3 national titles during their career. Wetzel, big swing, used all the court just inside the end line.
And to Henwood Rodriguez's credit, again, tosses that. It's about a 25+ foot set across the floor in reverse. He can't see his target, goes over that right shoulder, creating plenty of space and forcing UCLA's block to trend the opposite direction.
Wetzel doing his job is the opposite. You get out of system, you got to take out the trash and hit a lot of sets against multiple hands. Back row, quick combination. Impossible to stop in system like that.
It almost just makes you laugh because you have no idea where the ball is going to go. And ultimately, it's Sean Kelly out of the back row. No blockers at home. Just too much offense coming your direction.
Another good swing by Wetzel. I was watching on the replay. Aaron Grimm, the middle blocker for Ohio State. You're just going, OMG.
Why not?
What do I do now? There is Hachinski. Good start again for Ohio State. Remember, in the opening set, tied at 10. They hung in a long time in that opener against the #1 team in the country. The service pressure from Ohio State, to me, is inconsistent. Missing too many, but they got to try to get the Bruins off the net.
I was going to say, you also feel like you kind of have to roll the dice and take your chances from the service line against UCLA.
I completely agree. I'll give you those numbers. That luckily off the top of the tape. Wetzel, smart shot. Oh, a very deep dish.
That's the best looking block we've seen from the Bruins thus far.
Kelly tucking inside, dug by Pickering. And that's going to be a hand into the, so that's the third net violation. That will go down as a net violation. The blocker hand for UCLA touched the antenna.
Yeah, that's David Decker again, trying to seal down the line. See that late press and just that forearm clips the candy cane.
Here is Grimm. Now a chance for Ohio State. Kelly going over the top and missed it out of bounds. That's what you want to get from the service line.
And that's, you're spot on. That's the first bad pass I've seen from Zach Rama this entire match, and how it came to life is actually hitting the seam between him and Sean Kelly.
Gentleman right there in the UCLA cap. That is Brandon Taliaferro, the all-time assist leader for UCLA.
And the exact same seam. Way to go back to it for Ohio State.
Setter taken out of the play. Hachinski with a big swing. Back row, quick combination again. This time Rama. Very creative by Andrew Rowan.
I mean, I'm not sure where to look in this rally because that first dig from Andrew Rowan was superb, but another setter on the other side decides to step up his own defense. And again, this is where things get a little tricky. Did Andrew Rowan end up below the net?
Henwood Rodriguez stretching out, the fine sophomore setter for Ohio State.
Meant Zach Rama, excuse me, on that attack. I think they might challenge this.
Haven't had a challenge yet so far. In men's college volleyball, you start with 3. And as long as you are correct, you can challenge foot fault. Let's take another look. He's legal. Ball's down. He did not violate the 3-meter line. Shane Wetzel said, look at him. What's he doing over here? But I think he was legal. What do you think?
I need to look. I was watching to see if his foot actually hit the center line. So I need to look at the timing of when the ball actually was terminated and called dead. See. Okay, see, ball's still in the air and he's landed. I just don't know if that left toe is actually on the line or not.
He's legal.
So
he's legal. You have to be completely,
yeah. So excuse me, let me clarify. You can be on the line. You cannot pass completely over the line. Otherwise, you would be considered underneath. So forgive me. Yes, your foot can be on it, just can't be over.
Yeah, something you really need to emphasize for player safety.
So that call does stand. The right one off our replay.
Perfect pass. What a dig by Rama. Hanging in with no block up. Wetzel.
Ohio State doing a nice job in transition, continuing to create some separation here in set 2. There's the dig from Rama. But another opportunity for the Buckeyes.
Henwood Rodriguez is moving the ball around. Technically, he looks really good as a setter.
Yeah, he does. His wrists are really superb.
Good offensive rhythm by the Bruins. You see what? You have to somehow try to get them out of system. Shane Wetzel right now is 7 of 11, hitting .636. Owen Pickering, who was on the floor mostly for his ball control, subbing in for an injured Daniel Hurley. Pickering is 5 of 7, hitting .700. No drop off there. Here's Kelly. Back roll, quick combination. Haczynski has missed a couple out of bounds. Remember, he missed one in the opening set in the latter stages.
And that's a frustrating one for sure for Haczynski, considering the fact that there was nobody home on the block, a missed opportunity for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, the margins are small. You get an open net, you better put that ball down 99 times out of 100.
Great serve.
Oh, look at the shot by Rama. I don't know how he snuck that by, but did get it by Pickering along with Diallo.
I need to see a replay to see if that was on purpose or not.
Salvatores, excuse me. Oh, it got inside 3 blockers.
Oh, for sure that was on purpose. Look at how he carves this thing right off the fingertips. Tries to go a little bit with the wrist away.
Inside the 5-foot line. Kelly getting hot from the service line. That's hittable and also blockable. And another, that's 4 net violations in this set for the Bruins.
We talk about discipline, and John Hawks is going to be frustrated because you're just giving away free points. But this is just body control, right? So going up, you're clean, but you're almost trying to get too much over the net. So as you fall back down, just finding your chest along the length of the net.
Good block touch. And once again, Shane Wetzel, UCLA in system, and Ohio State was able to get a reel.
Ohio State may not be getting stuff blocks, but what they are doing exceptionally well is getting touches to slow down this UCLA offense and really being able to transition back out. A couple have stood out here in set number 2.
Wetzel now 8 of 13, no errors. Rama going against the grain and missed it out of bounds.
He looked like he was floating up there.
He was in the air a long time, and he is a very long young man at 6'8".
Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Should add 1,000 at the end of each one of those.
And that ball served just out of bounds, but a good little mini run for Ohio State. The Buckeyes come in ranked number 13, picked to finish 2nd in the MIVA behind Loyola Chicago. UCLA, number 1 ranked, perfect 7-0, 22-7 last year. Lost to Long Beach State in the championship match after having won in 23 and 24. To finally get off 19. UCLA, this program historically, Cameron, you know it, absolutely dominant through the 80s and the 90s, but they were stuck on 19 since 2006. So they finally got to 20 and then 21.
And the banner hangs here in Pauley.
Eliel Salvatore's easy serve. That's going to get gobbled up. Oh, and absolutely crushed out of the middle. Wang Diallo.
That's actually
That was Cameron Thorne, excuse me.
Cameron Thorne handing out some souvenirs. This one finds just an electric angle. Back crossbody. No one is digging that.
Rowan has got a real heater from the service line. As good as you're going to see at the setting position. Smart swing by Haczynski. Back to Cameron. Henwood Rodriguez working down the line. Serving has really picked up in this second set for the Buckeyes.
Changed their target, though.
Oh, the first big block by UCLA. That was Cam Thorne.
And Zach Rama, but importantly, look at this first contact from Sean Kelly. Outstretched on his off hand to be able to pull that back around. And then here's the out-of-system play and block from UCLA.
Good high swing out of the middle by Grimm as Ohio State responds. level has been impressive. Still very much early on. UCLA plays out of the MPSF, the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation. Ohio State playing out of the MIVA. What we need is the Big Ten to make men's volleyball an official conference sport. Wetzel still having a big match. That over the top of the block. Dug by Rama. Nicely done. Grimm again. An exceptional setting running this offense by Daniel Henwood Rodriguez.
17-14. This is an important juncture right now for Ohio State. You can take a look at their offensive numbers from set 1 to set 2. 500 now in the second set, but importantly, they are holding UCLA to a 188. That's because of the tough service pressure that kept.
Always game on. Largest lead so far of the second set for Ohio State. Buckeyes have been more consistent offensively and have really done a good job holding down this incredible Bruins offense. That ball set tight, and Pickering not able to get up there with number 19, David Becker.
And Paul, these are the kind of moments that can shape the identity of your season. Right now for Ohio State, you have a 2-point lead over the #1 team in the country. To be able to pick up a second set here and level at 1 apiece would just be huge for their belief, their confidence, and potentially the trajectory of their season.
Really good point. And they, as we talked about, they won the opening set at home against #2 Long Beach State, and then Hurley was injured, and Kevin Birch did not like the way his team responded when they were shorthanded. They've proven in this first set and then some that they can play with anybody. Working on Kelly, good response on the pass, and Decker one-on-one is going to win that battle, that time against Wetzel.
Love having a lefty on the right side. Just opens up the range so much. Being able to hit that line ball just off the outside hand, a thing of beauty.
Decker hitting .394 on the year, averaging just under 3 kills per set. Libero Hudson has been really good in reception. UCLA should get off of him.
What in the world?
That's going to be fall on the UCLA side. Tucked down inside by Wetzel. 9 kills on 16 swings, no errors.
It was an interesting series of contacts on the side of UCLA trying to recover this. A little late with the hands, but it actually falls and is kick saved up.
Good pass by Rama. Decker able to tip in front. Nice play. You were talking about during the commercial that Ohio State got to get off of Rama because he's been so good in first contact.
Yeah, they had found some success in the seam between Rama and Sean Kelly in a couple rotations, but then also just down the line at Sean Kelly. That time they went away from him. Found Rama, and Rama has just been nails throughout this match.
Kelly now 6 of 13. Does have a couple of aces. Got to get off the Ohio State libero. He is passing dimes. That's the first time. Second block, but the first time Wetzel has been slowed.
Talk about momentum shifters. Big blocks like this can be the difference maker. I like what Rama did. He was a little late to getting out there, so he actually doesn't drop his hands completely down and swing block. He almost hinge blocks, able to get those hands shooting quick over the height of the net. Ohio
State led by 3. Now it's down to just 1. Back to Wetzel. No. Throw down out of the middle. Nicely done by Salvatores. Smart, aggressive set by Henwood Rodriguez.
Keep going back to Henwood Rodriguez and just the decision making. It's one thing to go there, but then also to locate as a whole other ball game, and right now he's doing both.
Here's Pickering, who's been rock solid. Hudson again with the dig. Slam dink is covered nicely by Wetzel.
We'll take a swing at that.
Chance for Ohio State. Big swing here and a better block. UCLA's block starting to do some damage. Micah Wong Diallo with the stuff.
Feels as if both backcourt defense have started to step up their game a bit more here in set 2.
Christopher Hirsch wearing number 15 will come on. 6'9" middle blocker out of Cupertino, California. So you bring in a 6'9" serving sub.
That's pretty wild.
20-19. Ohio State has led throughout. They led by as many as 3. A very easy serve. Hachinski might have played a ball that was wide or long. Rama would like to have that one back. Missed it out of bounds. Ohio State hung in at the defensive end.
Yeah, but it was an interesting play in transition from Rama. They actually ran it almost like a 0 tempo to the pin, or actually to like the gap set. It was a really linear set along the length of the net. Created a second chance opportunity, but Rama not able to finish.
Brady Jones coming on now to serve. Wearing number 13 for Ohio State. Into the red zone are the Buckeyes, leading by 2.
Watch the matchup on the outside, Rama versus Henwood Rodriguez.
Good block touch. Really well done by Grimm.
Line.
Rama falling away. Fallback jump shot, if you will, here in Poly Pavilion, the home of the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden.
So we've been talking about Henwood Rodriguez from a setting position. Right now, he is going to be tested as a blocker. The mismatch is Rama against Henwood Rodriguez. Will he cover a bit more line? Does Ohio State start to shift some of their backcourt defense even further to the line to try and find a touch there? But they've got to slow down the outside for the Bruins right now.
Great point. Advantage UCLA in that particular matchup, no doubt. I was thinking about John Wooden in the years I played in this building. I'm 0 for 4 at Poly Pavilion. Twice in basketball, twice in volleyball. I'm 0 for 4.
And just like that, the matchup's gone, right? You get Henwood Rodriguez. That's probably the best opportunity for Ohio State right now. He's got 3 rotations in the back row, a bigger block now, and Wetzel up in the front.
Ohio State 3 points away from taking a set. Up the number, really good serve. Kelly well handled. Rama!
Yikes! That is an undeniable swing from Zach Rama. Sean Kelly with an outrageous pass. Then the set from Rowan. I mean, it's like they were just trying to level up one another.
Boy, it was like advantage Ohio State, and UCLA came away with it. A chance for the tie. Kelly, ball set tight and smartly off speed of Hachinski and out of bounds. Tied at 22. Timeout called by the Buckeyes. What a play. And they're going with a jump float. Hachinski. Oh, that's a setting mistake. Nice save that time by Kelly. And somehow off speed, number 7, a big side out score for the Buckeyes.
And that's so tough, especially when we talk about having active hands. You're trying to press as far over the net as possible, which means your recoil takes that much longer. So anything off speed as you're retracting those arms is going to be really tough to play. A gift.
One-on-one into the cross court and finds the sideline. Decker again, tied again.
Yeah, that ball just hitting the top of the net. A little bit of a gift, slows it down for Rama, allows him to just stay that much steadier on the first contact.
Decker now 9 of 11. Sean Kelly is 7 of 16.
And Hirsch in the front row.
Spencer Graves coming on now for John Hawks to serve for the Bruins. Good block touch, and it just got too high up on Rama. Very aggressive side out score that time for Ohio State. The kill by Grimm, who's hitting .462 so far through 5 matches, and he'll go back to serve. Set point number 1 for the visiting Buckeyes.
Got 3 attackers right now in the front row, including Sean Kelly.
Perfect pass. Back again. Number 19. Over the top of the block, David Decker.
I like this Andrew Rowan going against the flow. There's that perfect pass again. Bruins continuing to stay in system.
It's the only set they have lost so far in the early season, and that ball missed just out of bounds. You saw the number of sets they have won consecutively under head coach John Hawks, once again in his 2nd year, 3rd all-time head coach for the UCLA Bruins. Set point number 2 for Ohio State.
Rotation 4 for UCLA. That means Andrew Rowan is in the left front corner. He's going to have to run the length of the net. He also has a different middle blocker in the match right now, Christopher Hirsch.
And a break that time for UCLA. Just tantalizing off the top of the tape.
That would have been a tough rotation for UCLA to get out of. Ooh, that was a gift.
Kelly back to serve. 2 set points by the board for the Buckeyes.
The matchup, oh, excuse me. I was going to say the matchup on the outside returns. Sean Kelly gets a chance to go up against Henwood Rodriguez.
Well passed. Combination play not there for the Buckeyes, and not a perfect free ball pass. Good block touch. Wetzel off the outside hand and out of bounds.
Excuse me, that's Zach Rama, and he actually just got taken out off that last attack. Ball, I think, found his face.
3rd set point now for Ohio State. Hirsch has stayed on, Rama on the left. Decker certainly available out of the back row. Rama, rock solid, perfect pass. And a 2-handed slam dink that time by Rowan.
That's the one thing you haven't thought about. First time Andrew Rowan has gone up and found the setter dump, and I'm looking at this going, okay, you've got the mismatch. Everyone's eyes are going to Zach Rama. And all of a sudden you forget Andrew Rowan is an offensive weapon in his own right.
Tight to the net, another joust coming. The 2 setters go mano a mano, and Henwood Rodriguez wins that one for Ohio State.
Oh man, this is just poetry in motion. Rowan gets one. Henwood Rodriguez gets one off of Rowan. Man, sports are fun, aren't they?
That was really Long Beach State, and then, as I mentioned, one in 23 and 24.
Looking at Zach Rama right now. He's sitting in the left back portion of the court.
If you're Ohio State, where do you go?
You're going at the seam. You have a seam between him and Sean Kelly, right? Rama's in the front row, but I think if you can get that ball a bit more on Sean Kelly, that's the target. Again, the mismatch is Rama on the outside against Henwood Rodriguez.
4th set point, well served. Rama.
And there is the shot right back down the line. That's the execution. I was worried they were going to get maybe a little too cute with it, but when the scouting report is on, you got to work with it.
Really good high swing over Hachinsky and Grimm.
Interesting, too, you actually saw that they changed Henwood Rodriguez. They kept him on that left side. It was a different blocker on the other side.
Like that, an absolute scud missile that time by Rowan, but just out of bounds. Set point number 5 for Ohio State.
Going down Sean Kelly's line.
Look at that, just an absolute dime of a pass. Beautifully received by UCLA.
Man, his future is sure bright. Sean Kelly shifting over, finds the Bick out of the back row. His coach said he's even seen more growth out of season from Sean Kelly.
Wetzel, good cover by Ohio State. Rowan is out of the play. Both teams good block touches. Rama on 2.
Rama just turned into Gumby. That was a high set out of the back row. Just nuts. Usually you're seeing that at such a quicker tempo, but he had to elongate as far as he could to be able to just make contact. Finds the back corner. Look at this. Angled approach, tries to delay just enough, And he's making contact at full extension.
Totally sold it as well. Rama could have jumped in here and then set to Kelly to the outside. Only one blocker up for Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about IQs, what about the IQ of Andrew Rowan? That is a block touch, and instead of setting up a 1-2-3 punch, he goes, sure, let's just go with an assist off the first contact.
Rama already with 1 ace tonight. UCLA has 5 aces to go against 10 service errors. Set point. Hudson's been good as well at the libero. Haczynski. Net violation called against UCLA. That is their 4th of the set.
It's their 4th. It might have even been their 5th.
I was going to say, but I left that for you. I like it when you correct me. It's way too many.
It's way too many, exactly.
Here's Haczynski. UCLA will have their second look, and it is Cam Thorne going back to the line.
And Hirsch back in the middle again, bringing a little bit of a bigger block for UCLA.
That was not a good service attempt. Thorne would love to have that one back. The toss was not good. And unlike in tennis, and I wish they changed the rule in tennis, you only get 1 toss in volleyball. You throw it up there, you got to hit it. You can't let it drop. Tennis, they just say, oh, I'm sorry, and they start all over. Outstanding. David Decker has been on fire here in the second set.
He's actually leading the team in total kills as well, into the double digits for the Bruins.
Decker now 10 of 12. Set point Bruins. That is 2 bad serves back to back.
You can't let it shake you. You have to be able to get back there, put a ball in play, and let your block and D do the work.
Wetzel having a big match against the #1 team in the country, also in double figures. Good play by Hirsch. Kelly is dug, but just running out of real estate is Ohio State setter Daniel Henwood Rodriguez. 3rd set point for the Bruins. Make it the 4th set point, and Ohio State had 5.
It's a great view there. Trying to fill in that seam, but just too much pace from UCLA.
Well past that time by Haczynski. And Wetzel again. Really good first ball reception by Haczynski.
You don't even realize Wetzel's actually out of the back row there. He looks like he's a front row attacker. That's a great placement on the set, creating the opportunity to really dive forward and test that block.
Here's Pickering. Wetzel 11 of 20.
You got Henwood Rodriguez actually on the left side. They changed the block on the side of Ohio State.
Create a better matchup going up against Rama. What a block. Hirsch along with Rama.
So they did that the last time. It didn't pay off. This time they actually get a touch and block out of it, a second chance opportunity. But an even better block from the Bruins.
I really like the decision and the tactic by Ohio State.
Oh.
Get a bigger blocker in front of Rama. Here's Hirsch. And missed it out of bounds. UCLA down the stretch into the red plus zone. They have missed 3 serves.
Let's see what they do with Henwood Rodriguez now.
Tough serve. Rama is up. Back to Decker off speed. Good play that time. I'll tell you, the libero, Chris Connolly, made a magnificent read because Ohio State was trying to get the ball on Rowan, and they kept their setter free.
But you go back to the chess match. Look, it's setter on setter. You rarely see this as Henwood Rodriguez is playing that left side position. Rowan knows a smaller blocker. He says, well, hey, if I can't set my outside, I'll just go backwards.
Set point number 6. Look at that pass by Pickering. Hittable by Rama. Did he get a piece? He did not. Missed it out of bounds.
Paul, I don't remember the last time I've been in a set that's 34-34.
I don't remember either. I was trying to think. I had some really long ones at the Paris Olympics, but I don't remember.
I'm not complaining. This is
No.
amazing.
No. Henwood Rodriguez now in the back court. Advantage Ohio State. And missed it out of bounds. The crowd, they're getting tired. Sit, stand, sit, stand. They stand.
I feel like they're doing burpees.
There's Rama, match point number, set point number 7. Aggressive set in the middle to Grimm. Kudos to Henwood Rodriguez.
I'm not sure they've had a hitting error out of the middle attack the entire match.
Stanislav Haczynski back to serve. Good pass by Kelly. Oh, that is a tough break. Able to slow Thorne, but a net violation called against the Buckeyes.
This is what happens when everyone's trying to make the big play. Just maybe a little bit of the elbow on the way back down catches.
That was a micro touch. 8th set point. Wetzel down the line. Another magnificent delivery by the young setter for Ohio State.
I don't know how they just cleared themselves of that first opportunity. Haczynski out of the back row almost gets tripped up on the 10-foot line. Maybe a difference in tempo he wasn't expecting.
Almost lucky that he was blocked because the defense for UCLA was right there. Another good pass. Chance for the Buckeyes. Wetzel. No, not this time. What a timely block by the Bruins.
Now it feels as if this is just a battle of attrition. You start to see a couple of those little errors start to creep in, whether it's the net violation, the missed swing out of the back, the missed serves. But right now, you got to find your best ball when it means the most.
Trent Taliaferro on to serve. Dad looking on from the baseline. Yep, set point number 9. And we play on. Ohio State has, I'm running out of room on my card. There's Dad. Ohio State has had 5 set points. UCLA has had 9. Tough serve, pretty well handled by Kelly. Decker off the block and out of bounds, number 19 in white. Saving pass that time by Kelly. Can't remember when I ever wrote down double-digit set points. We're at number 10.
It's almost as if they've already played set 3.
Well handled that time by Pickering again. Wetzel through the block and down. But number 3 in red on that reception against the Kelly serve.
And that's what they feel, again, he can bring to the table. That's Owen Pickering on the first contact. Even though Daniel Hurley's out, they feel like they've got a better touch and create some in-system opportunities.
Tough serve, perfect pass. Absolutely gutsy reception by the libero, Chris Connolly. Number 11, here we come.
Beautiful pass and creates another opportunity. Sean Kelly has stepped up his game late and extra late here in set 2.
Wetzel again, off the block and out of bounds. The longest set ever played in UCLA program history was 41-39 versus Hawaii back in April of 2017. We're getting there.
We're going to get there.
We are. Somebody's got to get to 41 at least to close this out.
Wetzel already 14 kills on 24 attempts.
Rama, what a dig. Pickering again, free ball coming to the Bruins. Rama again, one-on-one.
I love the finiteness that I just saw from UCLA, from the contact, the communication of the pass. Ribeiro screaming in and in, perfect ball. Cam Thorne even giving a little extra oomph, trying to pull a middle blocker.
Oh, Kaczynski with a gutsy swing again. The NCAA men's volleyball record for scoring in a single set is Grand Canyon beat BYU 45-43. So we're going to at least 42. Look at that pass. Oh, straight down. Cam Thorne with a thump. Zach Rama just said, oh my gosh.
That is night volleyball if I have ever seen it. Woo-wee.
13th set point. Brilliant setting by both of these players for Ohio State and UCLA.
And Ohio State just continues to answer the bell. The differential from set points on the side of UCLA to that of Ohio State is just remarkable. Ohio State continuing to just hang tough.
So much fun. This is fantastic. Miss serve by Kaczynski. And
So,
now Cam Thorne back to the line.
if I'm Cam Thorne, I'm getting ready to serve quickly, and I am going right at Kaczynski. Not only is it an awkward angle, but he just made the error.
Going after him, Hudson steps in. Wetzel. Oh, you got to challenge that.
You have to,
That was overruled. It was called in by the official.
I actually thought that was in real time, but they're going to challenge this either way, I assume.
Cameron, I agree with you. I thought that was a fantastic swing by Wetzel right into area one, deep cross court.
Yeah.
No challenge.
I thought that ball was in real time, and it looks like it flipped the line.
Both teams are playing so tough. Hirsch out of the middle. When I say tough, against good, they're serving tough. They're passing well.
And how about that? You go to Hirsch. You bring him in to be a little bit of a bigger block, but you still utilize him as an attacker. You got to love that late here in set two.
Here's Decker. Yep, it's not a graphical error. 15th set point. Block touch and can't be tracked down. Hirsch got a piece of it. Then the NCAA record in men's college volleyball, Grand Canyon and BYU, 45-43. Well, we're going to at least tie it and maybe set a new record. Can you say 50? Kelly.
It's a heck of a set to get out there. It actually caused just enough hesitancy out of the middle block of Ohio State.
How good was Kelly? Reception to attack. Fantastic play.
And remember, he's only a sophomore.
Tied at 44. That tied the NCAA record, so we're going to have a new NCAA record this evening. Ohio State versus UCLA. No, it's not halftime at a basketball game or the final gun at a football game.
What a pass.
To Wetzel. Blocked out of bounds.
Rowan can't believe it. They also shifted that triple block against Wetzel. They're doing everything they can to slow him down.
How gutsy on the part of Ohio State to withstand 15 set points. 6th for Ohio State. The big back row quick combination. John Hawks said that this was going to be a very, very competitive match, and he wasn't overselling. Here's Hirsch. Overpass.
Free ball.
Back row combination. What a good block touch. Wetzel off the edge, but number 10, Elio Salvatore, did a fantastic job slowing that ball down.
And that's what was really leading the charge at the beginning of set 2 for Ohio State. Their ability to slow down the offense of UCLA by just getting some of those touches and being able to transition back out, and still unable to slow down Wetzel. His 17th kill.
This has been really fun. A lot of drama here tonight at Pauley Pavilion. Tied at 46. Andrew Rowan has got a big arm from the service line. Slowed down, perfect contact. Block touch again, this time by Grimm. Stuffed by Rama. 3-man Bruin block, and they'll have set point again.
How tough can you be in transition? Check this out. Rama shifting all the way over, dropping the left hand in, and bringing UCLA to yet another set point.
Started with Rowan getting Ohio State out of system. Got it. Still alive. And got Wetzel. I told you Andrew Rowan had a rocket, and that time Wetzel couldn't get out of the way.
Pauley Pavilion is stunned.
5:21, and then nothing to separate these two teams in the second. Kelly to start things off for the Bruins. And immediately a good start, Grimm with the kill. I can't say enough about Owen Pickering playing in place of the injured Daniel Hurley. He has been absolutely superb out there, essentially for his receiving, but he's 6 of 9 with no errors. Cross-court ace by Grimm. So a quick 2-0 lead for Ohio State.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of a funky contact actually off his hand. Watch the spin here as he goes from right to left, but he also kind of hit it off his thumb, so the spin actually kind of created just general topspin towards that back corner.
Ohio State will take on number 4 USC tomorrow night at the Galen Center crosstown, and a quick 3-0 advantage. How would Ohio State respond? Very, very well indeed.
Yeah, 2 great serves back-to-back to position 1. Again, changing that target, looking for Sean Kelly. That was a late adjustment in set 2.
Aaron Grimm, 6'7", redshirt sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky, having a really good start to his redshirt sophomore season, hitting .462 in terms of efficiency. Now in volleyball, if you're not familiar, it's not a batting average. It's an efficiency, so it's kills minus errors divided by attempts.
Also important to note, UCLA starting with Christopher Hirsch here in set 3.
Pickering, what a good swing. 7 kills on 10.
That's when you simply just aim high. UCLA drops their hands. This ball is going out of Pauley Pavilion through the upper deck.
Rama again. Reception to attack for number 21 in white.
Honestly, if any young passer is out there right now, watch Andrew Rama and Zach Rama and his platform, just his ability to slow down the pace, great early angles, and really serving up some beautiful passes as another comes on the side of Andrew Rowan.
Andrew Rowan finally closed out that record-setting second set, 48-46, but what a weapon he has from the service line. . Back-to-back aces.
That's a nasty arm, and he also has a little bit of a unique approach. More often than not, you see setters attack their serve from the right side of the court, because where is your home base? It's the right back corner, but he loves to attack from the left side of the court, go back cross court. It makes him work harder to get to home, but this is his preferred spot.
That's his 4th ace so far on the night. That gives him a total of 18 on the year. Owen Pickering of Ottawa, Canada will go back to serve play. 21 matches last year. A little backhanded flipper by Andrew Rowan.
Usually you see a set like that, one-handed going reverse with a quick back set. To be able to do it for 10, 15 plus feet, that's a whole other level of strength.
And now 11 of 27, hitting just under 300. Good read by Connolly. Very hittable ball, and that tucked inside Haczynski and the rest of the Ohio State block. Really impressed with the libero, the transfer from Long Beach State out of Naples, Florida, wearing the libero jersey, Chris Connolly. And his counterpart, Hudson, has been really good as well. That never cleared for Wetzel, who was almost perfect through the first 2 sets. 17 kills now on 29 swings.
Haczynski has been struggling a little bit. Now 7 of 25, hitting 0-40. So this is a rotation. It's going to be a little tough. And right now you can see this is what happens when you have one attacker. It starts to limit your offensive opportunities, right? You're looking for fewer attackers to score points, which means the block is under that same idea. So they start to shift and move and start to hedge their bets a bit more against the middle attack and come away with yet another block.
After the quick start by Ohio State, a 4-0 response by Rama and the Bruins. Wetzel missed it out of bounds. This is where Ohio State, we saw their...
Watch it back, but you need to make sure you had enough time.
A new NCAA record for men's intercollegiate volleyball. Connolly again, nicely dug. Good block touch, but a better high swing by Rama, and UCLA's rolling right now after Ohio State led to start this 3rd set 3-0.
Yeah, a little bit of dangerous territory here for Ohio State. A 5-point differential against this offense is going to be tough to come back from.
And a 6-0 run for the Bruins. Haczynski, he has struggled a little bit tonight, and that's going to be another net violation. That's something that certainly the UCLA coaching staff is going to be talking about. I think you were right. We thought it was 4. I think you were right. It was 5 net violations in that 2nd set. Oh, and that ball drops. Little miscommunication for the Bruins. This could kindle something on the side of Eliel Salvatores, wearing number 10 in red for Ohio State. A transfer from Lincoln Memorial. Hitting .333 so far on the year and over a block per set. That one came up well short.
Seems as if both teams still trying to recover from that 2nd set.
94 total points. Here's Thorne. And that ball just out of bounds. As far as the serving story is concerned, 8 aces so far for UCLA against 17 errors, 3 aces for Ohio State against 15 errors.
UCLA likes to deploy a little bit more of a strategic serving plan rather than just their hair on fire, as John Hawks likes to say.
Well, it was hair on fire under John Speraw. He just wanted you to serve as hard as you possibly could every time, no matter what the score was, no matter what the situation was, with some context.
Well, when you have offenses like the 2 on the floor, you understand why you have to be so aggressive from the service line.
But again, as you talked about so rightly right before first serve, UCLA, if they're going to challenge for a national championship, and they are, they can become as dominant a defensive team as they are currently an offensive team. And in order to block and play defense, you've got to serve the ball on the court.
I think regardless of what happens here, UCLA is going to look back at this match and just really kind of diagnose what's going on with their blocking scheme. We already mentioned the net violations. They ended up with 6.5 blocks so far, which is a pretty good number. But again, that's almost through what we'll call 3 sets, considering the second was so long.
Indeed. Wetzel continues to roll, number 6 on the outside, 19 kills on 32 swings. He's had a very good night. Well served, Connolly. Good to just keep that ball off the floor. And Ohio State's got to come up with that one. That was Decker, slowed off the right side, and a chance for Ohio State that they did not capitalize on.
Connolly goes airborne here. Look at that, great extension, being able to keep that ball on their side. Well played.
Decker now 13 of 17. UCLA is a team hitting .494. Good combination. Back row, quick combination.
And I actually don't mind this. You know you need Haczynski to be able to pick up points and beat UCLA. So you have to get him in rhythm. They found him twice now. He's a tool you're gonna need to use.
Haczynski now 9 of 27, hitting it just over 100. Decker again going off speed. Hanging in defensively. What a dig that time by the setter. Henwood Rodriguez, he's trying to take that logo off of his chest.
It's called a free tattoo, Paul.
Boom.
Actually, you know what? He knew it was coming. He actually pushed his shoulders back. He was ready to use that as his platform. He said, no problem.
He wasn't backing down, and that net was pretty wide open. Beautifully done. Wetzel will go back to serve. Talked about him being one of the greats all time at Ohio State. Number 14 on the all-time list coming in. Rama off speed, nicely done again by Wetzel. Offense and defense, and can't handle that one. David Decker is really, really good off the right side.
Yeah, he's quietly been leading this team in terms of his offensive numbers. 632 on the night, 14th kill. He has now matched that. Sean Kelly, who really stepped up in the second set, is mirroring him in terms of his efficiency. Well served.
Right side, Decker again on the sideline. Ohio State thought that ball was out of bounds. Look at Ohio State, compare it to UCLA. They're in the ball game when you look at the offensive numbers. Ohio State hit 299 on the year. They're hitting 435. What a weapon Andrew Rowan is in the serving phase. Just as I say that, missed it, but a really, really good number. He's got 4 aces on the night, and also time and again gotten Ohio State out of system.
Yeah, it seems as if he really likes to swing from the service line almost straight through, and by serving from that left side, it actually creates a longer distance sideline or corner to corner, so it gives him a little bit more room to play with.
17-13 is the advantage for UCLA, up 2 sets to none. And Ohio State staying in downtown LA near USC. They will play the Trojans tomorrow night. Haczynski slowed down. Look at that pass by Connolly. Chris Connolly off the block deflection. The libero just right on target.
What makes this play so difficult is the fact that Connolly actually does exactly what he's supposed to. When that ball goes over your head, he turns around and plays that ball back over the top of his head instead of just trying to back up.
UCLA targeting Haczynski. Tough chance here. Another block deflection kept off the floor by Rama. Joust deserves another joust and yet another. That ball might have been going out of bounds, but maybe Wetzel thought it was touched. Another kill in transition for Decker. Timeout called by the Buckeyes. UCLA now on top. List, and thanks for our production crew for putting that together. Really good swing by Hachinski. High and flat and off the defense of UCLA.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to attack, right? You have opportunities to, one, hit around the block and try and find the seams, but you can also go over the top if you're lucky enough to jump and have that much height and vertical. The other option is high and deep, flat off the top of the block into the depth of the court.
Jones on to serve. What? It happened so fast, nobody was sure whose side of the court it went down on, but I'll tell you, Grimm out of the middle. Aaron Grimm has really been good.
I think that's when you need a photo finish. Can you just pause that right at the contact?
You know, it felt like UCLA was going to pull away, but Ohio State finding some chances here. That ball missed out of bounds. Decker with a rare hitting error for UCLA. That is just their 9th on 99 swings, and John Hawks thought exactly the same thing that I did. 3-0 run for Ohio State. Still a chance, but a good timeout that time by Hawks. And the whistle had not blown, so that is a real break now for Ohio State. That's a serving error. That was right to the libero. Fantastic dig by Pickering.
No way.
Yes way. Free ball now. Ohio State got to have it. Perfect pass. Wonderful choice. Fantastic play by the Bruins. Wonderful choice by Ohio State.
Watch how far Connolly chases this ball. All out effort. Finds himself into the stands at the exterior of the court, but to your point, Henwood Rodriguez, love him dumping that last ball when defense isn't set.
Wetzel, that ball set a little too tight, couldn't get a good swing at it, and it'll cost Ohio State. Kelly with a kill off the left, number 12. Entertaining, record-setting, high-flying, physical match. Spencer Graves, 6'5" middle blocker out of nearby Pacific Palisades. Still very slowly recovering from that tragic fire a year ago, January 7th. Stuff block by her.